Guys, something legendary has just happened to Titanfall 2, and it was something that no one was expecting. As you can see, we're sitting right here. I don't have much of my progress anymore, because I used to play this all the time over on my Xbox One, but for the first time in literal years, the Respawn Entertainment team has pushed a random update to Titanfall 2, right? And this wasn't just any normal update. It wasn't like, you know, a situation where we're just going to see, oh, they fixed a bug or two, right? It wasn't anything like that. This has been a game that hasn't been updated in years now. No one knew if it was going to be getting any updates or anything like that, and out of nowhere, they just kind of flip a switch and release an update to the point where there's been a joke going on of it's like, oh, the janitor accidentally got a hold of the Apex Legends computers and decided to work on Titanfall 2 or something instead, right? Someone's like, oh, maybe someone got bored, they didn't want to do anything on Apex, so they got a free time opportunity to work on Titanfall 2. A lot of jokes and everything else, but it still is a very interesting thing that might actually lead to some big news very soon. So firstly, as you can see here, we have the Advocate Network down here, which is currently completely working. Before, there were some issues apparently where you were unable to see any names at all. It was just completely, you know, bugged. There was nothing here. And while you're unable to actually fetch people's profiles, like if I click on Boston Rave Party, it'll just take me to their EA account or whatever else. I am able to see my personal profile, see what the Advocate Network member stuff is and everything else. And I'm able to completely play the game like normal without any issues of, you know, being booted out of a server or whatever else. But on top of that, if we go to the play menu and click find a game, the actual playlist has been modified. This has been changed off of what it normally was, and it has been modified to actually be a different mode with double XP enabled, being Rocket Arena. But on top of that, Private Match, which has said that it has been in a beta for the past like 8 years, is out of beta. For the first time ever in Titanfall 2 history, no one who was playing the game back then on the Xbox One or whatever would ever even have seen this, but Private Match is no longer a beta. Did they actually change anything? No, but Private Match is just Private Match now. You're able to play it, you're able to enjoy everything, and you're able to have some fun, and it's just a very interesting situation. So we're even going to matchmake here for the new limited time mode that has double XP and everything else, being Rocket Arena, and we're going to play it. But yeah, for the first time ever, Titanfall 2 has actually gotten an update, and it's just kind of insane to see this even happening and me making a video on this game once again. Because I'm telling you guys, I used to play this game all the time on my Xbox. I used to non-stop grind this, and one of my favorite things that is ingrained in my mind to this day that I absolutely love about the Titanfall franchise is in Titanfall 1 they had insignias, or as I call them, emblems, and they had the Respawn insignia. Now how the Respawn insignia worked was pretty simple. If you killed a Respawn developer, or you killed someone who actually killed someone who had this, or, you know, killed a Respawn developer, you would be able to get a special patch that was the Respawn logo. The absolute only way to get it was to eliminate someone who had it, or to eliminate a Respawn developer, and I always called it the infection badge, right? Because it was something that literally was an infection, right? It slowly got through the game and everything else, and it was just the infection emblem that kind of showed, hey, you either got in a game with a developer, or you got in game with someone who got in game with a developer, or, you know, got in game with someone who got in game with someone, etc., etc., 5 million people down the line with a developer, and it's just a infection that slowly encroaches and he goes everywhere else along the game. It's such a unique thing that no one was really ever expecting that we kind of just really enjoyed, and it stuck in my mind a lot when it came to this game. But on top of that, they've been doing some very interesting things. So firstly, on a lot of the maps in Titanfall 2, they've added Nessie from Apex Legends, which is a little like green lagoon creature and everything related to Watson. They added little figures of Nessie around the island and everything else in different maps and everything that actually have a little like coffee mug and a hammer next to them, kind of signifying, hey, someone's been here, some Apex developer is working here, and there might be something happening along the horizon. Now, I've decided to go ahead and not actually go for that playlist because I don't want you guys just sitting here looking at a loading screen for 5 million years, so we are going to play the normal game, because keep in mind, I'm on PC and there isn't crossplay or anything because of how old this game is, so I would like to just get a match going while we talk about some stuff. But recently, at the end of an Apex Legends blog post talking about an event that's happening on September 19th in that game, they were talking about an incoming transmission with a subject of Nessie, and it had 3 dates on it, and they were all in epoch time. So the first date was the release date of Titanfall 1, the second date was the release date of Titanfall 2, and then the third date was actually the release date for Apex Legends. So it was a very interesting thing to see just kind of come out of nowhere, right? You have the Titanfall 1, 2, and Apex Legends release dates all in a blog post as an intermission from Nessie, and it has a lot of people speculating that since we also recently got Nessie added to Titanfall 2 maps and everything else, what if this is hinting at something big? What if we're getting Titanfall 3? And while I don't think it's Titanfall 3, what I think is going to happen here, and oh my god, why is my game lagging? Let me go ahead and change some settings, is that they're going to actually go ahead and make some things very interesting where they're going to go ahead and somehow import Titanfall into Apex Legends. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they actually end up doing, because of the fact that with Apex Legends and everything else, there's been tons of leaks over, recent times and everything, talking about how Apex Legends has been continuing to get updated with the Titanfall code names for maps and everything else, talking about how all this stuff would be interesting, them changing Battle Royale wins or damage to just being called Apex wins and damage, and it would make sense to add Titanfall into Apex Legends at its own standalone mode with trackers and everything else. You're still able to use your agents, your heroes, whatever else they're called in the game, and you're able to get some interesting things done, and it would just be a very, very cool situation, right? Now, we currently don't know what's going on, or if it's just a red herring, there's nothing actually happening at all, but some other stuff to actually add on to all of this stuff is the fact that recently we've been getting some news regarding, sales for Titanfall 2 and everything, and the current Titanfall 2 sale is set to expire on the 18th, which is the day before the Apex Legends event that starts on the 19th, so people are really hyped up and really expecting to get some news about Apex Legends or, Titanfall 3, whatever else very soon, and I am very interested to see if what they're going to do is port over a lot of this stuff from Titanfall, make it its own official mode that you can play at any time in, Apex Legends, and then announce that, hey, we are shutting down Titanfall 2, right? We're shutting down the Titanfall 1/2 servers and releasing our own standalone mode that everyone can go ahead and play. I think it is something that is very highly possible for them to do, but we really just kind of got to wait and see what ends up coming out of it, if anything, or to see if, they just decided one day to be like, we wanted to fix up the servers a little bit. We wanted to make it a little bit nicer for the 3 people still playing the game all the way in 2023, but still, after the game not getting any updates in years, and then out of nowhere, they go ahead and fix matchmaking, they go ahead and update some stuff, they take private match out of beta, and they even go forwards towards other things in the game, such as, making little Easter eggs and little hints and stuff in their maps and stuff. So many years later, knowing that, hey, it's like no one's really playing this game actively as well anymore unless they're a really big fan of the franchise like me. Well, I wouldn't say like me, because there's other people who are way more into it than me, but I'm going to be playing it a lot more because of the news getting me hyped up for stuff. But it is something that is getting a lot of people very, very intrigued to see what the future of Titanfall is going to be and what may end up happening going forwards towards this game. But I'd love to hear in the comments down below, what do you guys think is going on with Titanfall? Do you think we're going to be getting a Titanfall 3 anytime soon? Do you think they're going to somehow merge it with, Apex Legends in some way? Or do you think it's just them doing a nice thing out of absolutely nowhere and just being like, yeah, we wanted to go ahead and, update the game and everything for the people who are still playing it to enjoy being able to play matches. We want to go ahead and update the playlist for the first time in years and do all this type of stuff just for the sake of doing it, right? Now, if it was just Titanfall 2 being updated and there weren't these Easter eggs, I wouldn't really think too much of it, but of course, since there's Nessie-specific Easter eggs and there's mentions of Nessie in, the actual Apex Legends blog post that mention, the release date and everything for the original Titanfalls, it makes me really intrigued to see if we're going to be getting a lot more than just this from all the Titanfall news that has come out very, very recently. But of course, that is all just a wait-and-see moment, so we will be waiting and we will be seeing what actually goes down very soon in Titanfall 2, Titanfall 3, Apex Legends, and all that glorious stuff. And it's kind of funny for me because, recently, I've been getting into Apex Legends and stuff recently. I've been playing it a lot more because I have some friends who've been wanting me to play it with them. So it's nice to see that one of the games I used to always play, all the time on my Xbox, I'm able to actually see some updates and news for, and maybe we will once upon a time see a not Destiny 3, but a Titanfall 3 releasing for everyone to enjoy. But until next time, hope champs and champions enjoyed today's video. Hope you're enjoying this little background gameplay we're doing right now of Titanfall, and I'm probably going to be playing this a little bit more. I know it is kind of late for me right now because it is currently 1:28 in the morning, but I heard about the news regarding Titanfall 2 being updated, and I was like, this is something I've got to check out. It's just one of those haves in life, right? Where you have to actually go about doing it because there's no other real thing that you should be focusing on. It's Titanfall 2, baby. It's getting updates for the first time ever. So of course I'm going to want to love and see everything going on with it And of course, I want to see all of the crazy changes and potential cool stuff happening very soon to the land of Titanfall. You know, even if it's just a announcement of, oh, we're releasing Titans in not Destiny, why do I keep saying Destiny? But even if it's something like, oh, we're releasing Titans in Apex Legends as a limited time mode or something like that, I will be super duper excited and really prepared to see everything they end up doing and cooking up with the whole entire land of the Titanfall franchise, because it's a franchise that I've always loved and I've always wanted to see more come out of. But of course, we haven't had any news or anything for the longest time, and it's always just kind of been, well, that was a thing at one point. So until next time, I'll catch champs and champions later. Probably gonna play this a little bit more, you know, before I end up seeing all the news or whatever else going on. And I will catch you guys with another video very soon. Peace out.